this game ends up going the distance here, simply Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with game number 3. In this best of 3 series, both of our players have won 1 game each, and it all comes down to this. Spawning on merry-go-round in the top right-hand spawning location as the green Protoss punching his way through the Zerg tech switchers in game number 2 to set himself up for the decider. Will he get through to the semi-finals of this tournament? Representing Vega Squadron, it's Straight Edge. His opponent, spawning as the blue Zerg in the top left section of the map, representing Team Acer, a stalwart of the online cup scene, and always does incredibly well. Is he going to make it into another semi-final? It's pretty close at the moment. It's Nerchio. So pretty cool game number 2 there. For those of you wondering where game number 1 is, we did jump into this series part way through. So game 1 unfortunately has not been cast. But we have got games 2 and now game 3 uploaded for you guys as well. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it, and it's going to be a pretty tense finish, I have to say. Got the 14 pool coming out from Nerchio here. In the meantime, just a gateway coming out from Straight Edge once again. Nothing too out of the ordinary. And so in that last game, we had Straight Edge go from 1 Oracle into a Void Ray Colossus kind of composition, although he did just stop at the 1 Void Ray, and Nerchio was successfully able to repel that attack. However, once Nerchio transitioned later on into those Ultralisks, he maybe took 1 engagement too many and forfeit a reasonable amount of his army before moving back to try and switch into Broodlords. That meant that when Straight Edge pushed through, Nerchio and his Broodlords, well, if they basically had to win that engagement. Otherwise, yes, he can tech switch, but he doesn't really have much in the way of meat in his army to fall back on. There weren't that many Lings, there weren't that many Roaches and Hydras and stuff like that. He was just replacing the heavy hitter units. So once those Broodlords went down the first time, Straight Edge started getting a pretty big advantage, to be perfectly honest. And, well, it looks like there's a little bit of mis-scouting, guys, going on here. Nerchio has scouted the natural expansion of Straight Edge, and then moved the Overlords down south. Unfortunately for him, the spawning location's actually here. So he's sending Lings, and he is sending Overlords now to the wrong location, unfortunately. And the bottom spawning location would actually be here as well. So, oh, he actually has corrected course on at least one of those Overlords. But he's going to discover his opponent isn't actually there, and that's going to be very strange for him. The third base now going down at the 4-minute mark. And here he goes, he moves up into the main base, and let's watch. What? And I think he's just realized his mistake. So Nerchio now knows that his opponent spawned in the top right. It's going to delay his scouting a little bit. It's slightly frustrating, of course, to have to basically throw you off your normal game plan. It's not game-ending or anything like that at all. It's just more the knowledge that what you normally do, what you can do on autopilot based on what you're scouting from your opponent, all of a sudden that goes out the window and you have to think a little bit more because your normal timings for scouting are out the window. Never mind, though. Looks like he is going to confirm his opponent is here. The Mothership Core there comfortably defending against those Zerglings. And once again, we have a Stargate coming out from Straight Edge, this time inside the main base, not formed as part of the wall, a little bit further away. Straight Edge does know now, I believe, that his opponent's over here on the left-hand side. Well, if he didn't before, he certainly does now. This probe is going to try and get intercepted by the Zerglings. Good bit of running away. I don't think it's going to quite be enough to save its life, unfortunately. While the Mothership Core is certainly going to come out and try, but it's very close to dying right now, and I don't think it can. And there we go. Sorry, Mr. Probe. Better luck next time. We've got a couple of Zealots to keep those Zerglings company, though. And he does see the third base. Now, the third base is close by ground, I suppose, to the spawning location. It's actually still not that close, but Straight Edge can try and take it out. That can basically be a good game plan for him here. He's got the Forge and an additional gateway going up as part of the wall, and we have another Oracle coming out of the Stargate. Now, in game number 2, the Oracle basically got 1 kill. It wasn't great, guys. So we're going to have to see a little bit of an improvement here. Let's see what he can do. Those 3 Zealots looking like they're going to comfortably get taken down by a whole bunch of Zerglings. 4 Queens and a Mothership Core. I mean, if this isn't dedication to defense, I really don't know what is. The queens have come down from the main, the queens have come down from the natural, and they're saying, nope, I definitely want this base. What are you going to do about it? The Oracle now is out, though. And I wonder if he can abuse the fact that these queens are still basically at the third base to try and deal an awful lot of damage in the main and natural. He doesn't want to fly over the queens. He wants to fly around them and just go into the main and natural. Is he going to be able to do so? Oh, needs to be careful. Right. Now, where are the queens? There is one queen at the natural. There is one queen at the main. I think he's going to be fine. So, unfortunately, this Oracle already taking a little bit too much damage in the beginning portions of this game and getting 0 kills, actually. Nurture going 1 better than he did in the previous game. Robotics facility going up in the meantime behind for Straight Edge. And, well, don't really know what to say here. He's gone back into that Void Ray, so it looks like he's doing the same thing that he did last game. Just into the 1 hero token Void Ray here. He's going to be scouting around 4 potential Overlords to kill. And, well, he's actually not spotted the one that's to the south of his base. I mean, here's one and here's the other. And the reason he hasn't spotted them, guys, is because of Nurture's mistake early on. Straight Edge doesn't expect Overlords to be here, but Nurture actually sent the Overlords as if he was scouting the bottom position, which is why this Void Ray isn't actually finding very much right now, but that's fine. Robotics facility, Chrono boosting out an Immortal now, so a very, very heavy hitting army. We're gonna have a Colossi, we're gonna have Immortals, we're gonna have Void Rays. There is the Robotics Bay being put down now inside the main base, and in the meantime we've got Gleo Reconstitution as well as Zergling Speed just finishing up to make sure Nurture can continue to be aggressive with his Lings throughout the rest of this game. These queens are laying a highway and actually moving out a little bit dangerously across the map right now. But it's because the Roach is here. They just want to make sure that they can stop the space from going on. I'm not sure that they can with support from this Void Ray, and they are going to have to move back. There are 3 queens here. Where is the rest of the Protoss army? Are we going to see this Immortal come in? The Immortal actually should basically kill off everything alongside the Void Ray. And oh no! Losing the Mothership Core. That was not part of the game plan at all. And Straight Edge, unfortunately, is not having that great a time in this particular game. Good transfuse on the Roach basically denies the efforts of that Void Ray, and now this base is going to have to be cancelled unless he wants to move the army out. This army does not look like it's moving out, so this base just got cancelled, and Nurture is trying to move in here to do some sustained damage. Hydralisk Den, by the way, off the back of this, so Nurture is looking to transition. He's definitely not just going, right, I'm going to absolutely go all in here and try and break down the wall. He's got other units coming out as well. 4 more gateways being made inside the main base of Straight Edge. And Extended Thermal Lance only about a quarter of the way done right now, but Nurture looks like he's backed off for now. The Roaches and the Lings are just comfortably back. And it looks like the Queens, well, they're just going to keep laying some creep tumors, and that's a ridiculously good creep highway, it has to be said. Here's the Oracle coming back across the map, manages to get 11 kills off screen there, so doing a pretty good job. Let's take a look at the workers lost this game. Only 6 versus 2, so a lot of them were Lings. Don't be deceived, we didn't just see a worker massacre. He's going to try and get some more. Unfortunately, there are just way too many Queens here, and we are just going to be using the Revelation to spot where these Queens are going in case Nurture is going to use them to support another attack, which of course has already been seen once this game. He will fly over the Roaches and the Zerglings that are camped outside his natural expansion there. So Straight Edge is basically camped out on 2 base against a Zerg that's kind of getting ready to take his 4th right now. So he does need to do something, and he needs to do something pretty soon. It looks like this is going to be the move out. This is basically the Protoss Zoo army. There's at least one of every unit, guys. We've got a Void Ray, we've got an Immortal, we've got a Colossus, we've got an Oracle. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Everything that's really powerful and Ember about this, we've got at least one of. So let's see what he can do with that. Nurture posturing just very carefully here, but I actually think he fancies just taking this army on straight up. He just wants to... He basically wants to wrap himself around and get one good engagement and say, right, you've got nothing left to defend your 2 bases, I should be okay here. And the Lings are looking like trying to go for a counterattack to see if he can tempt Straight Edge into going back to defend his base, but Straight Edge is continuing onwards. He's having absolutely none of this. And as a result, Nurchio, he's actually going to have to start thinking about defending here. He doesn't want to do too many counterattacks if he knows that Straight Edge is, say, within 10 seconds of his base. He's moving a bit further away, though, now. And I think this gives Nurchio an opportunity. He has spotted as well. No sentries here. It's just Zerglings on Stalkers. This could end up being painful. Photon Overcharge is going down. The main battle is also about to commence. Straight Edge actually coming in to the third base location. Nurchio not able to break through at the natural. He's actually coming back with his Lings to help support this defense here. And we have Lings, Hydras, and Roaches trying to kill off these Colossi. A whole bunch of Corruptors now as well. They're going to comfortably take that out. And it looks like Straight Edge is getting absolutely mauled here. 93 supply versus 150. And Nurchio is this army completely surrounded. Yes, the force fields are good, but the Corruptors, well, they've got corruption on everything that's left on the ground, and Nurchio is coming in from every angle. 148 supply versus 81, and Nurchio is looking set to win indeed. We have the GG, and Nurchio, ladies and gentlemen, is going to go on to the semi-finals of the Go4 SC2 Sunday Cup.